Hey everyone, I'm Nurse TLC, a public health nurse with over 20 years experience living with EDS. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday, where we talk about healing through van life, nature, and real strategies for living well with chronic illness. Let's dive in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know it's the day before the holiday. I'm hoping somebody could tell me if they can hear me, since I have my mic. And I'm hoping it's working. And I don't know that anybody's here yet, so just let me see. Say hello if you're here. Yeah, I don't think anybody's in here. So anyway, good morning. Today is Wellness Wednesday. And let me say a little bit. I think the intro now says a lot. Okay, it's working. Can you hear the background heater? Can you hear a loud noise like a heater? I'm hoping it's far enough away. So anyway, good morning. Good morning, Dee. I'm glad you're up and having your coffee. I had my coffee, so right now I'm drinking this tea. Okay, no problem. So I guess there's not a problem with the heater in the background. If there's like a weird sound, I can turn off the heater. So anyway, today I'm going to talk about stress in the holidays because, hello, I'm already having stress and I'm not even doing much. Okay, cool. Because I'm hoping with the mic right here that it will, since it's here, it won't pick up the heater that's back there. Okay, cool. Well, you're the only one here, Dee, so good morning. Anyway, I saw your video. It was good. I love the haircut and the glasses. Definitely the haircut is good on you. I love how she did it kind of up, like sticking up a little bit. I love that. And the glasses are super cute too. So I hope you're doing better with that. And I'm sorry my voice is hoarse. This is the way it is every day. So, looks like because of the holidays, nobody's going to be coming in. But that's okay. If they come in later, whatever. So, and if you have to leave, it's not a problem either. Because I will just end this early if nobody's here. But I think this is an important topic because there's it's always stressing me out. So I know it's got to be stressing a lot of people out, especially the holidays and Thanksgiving, if you're cooking or something. I can't even imagine. So there's been holidays in the past where I haven't felt good, but I've pushed on and I've really done myself in for like days and days and days. So that's why I try not to get stressed anymore, or I try to use tips to not get stressed anymore. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I didn't my own fault because I tried to share it this morning, then I got kicked out of StreamYard. So I don't know what's going on. My computer is so messed up right now. But it's not the computer, it's bogged down with too much stuff, and it's not the right computer anymore for like editing a lot of files. So I had to upgrade and get a new one. I'm trying to see if it'll let me share it now without kicking me out. Yeah, I got kicked out of my own live at the beginning. That's why it took me so long to like go out, to start the live. But that's okay since everybody's busy today. Oh, no, it's a simple blow dryer brush that uses very little power that you can use in a van. I'm going to show it because it will blow dry your hair and make it straight and fluffy. And uses very little power. Very little. Any power station, even the little Blue Eddy, you can use with this thing. I love it. And all I do is, it's like a blow dryer brush. You can spritz your hair a little wet and then just use that, and it straightens it and fluffs it. So that's my new secret, but I'm going to show that later. So anyway, I'm glad you're here, because then I'd be here by myself. But it's my fault because I couldn't share it out this morning. And so I didn't even hardly notify people. So let me see if I can get onto my channel and be able to share anything out. I don't know. Yeah, let's share this. Let's see if it'll let me share it out. Yay, it worked. Okay. So that did let me do that. Did let me share. So that's all good. But today, look at these little, they're like juice boxes for kids, but they're water. And this one has a hint of apple, but they're not sweet. There's no, like nothing added. It's just like a tiny bit of apple flavor and water. So I love that. I know that's what I need to show, because everybody thinks that these blow dryers and stuff have high watts and high uses, but this thing does not. It's like 250 watts. It's like ridiculously low, and most blow dryers are way up there, like 2,000 or something, or 1,800. I think most blow dryers are 1,800 watts, and this blow dryer brush is like 250. So it's way low. I can use it on, like I said, my little Blue Eddy. And it barely uses any power. And it fluffs up my hair, and it's great. Anyway, I'm going to share it for sure on a different video, maybe next week. But it both blow dries and kind of straightens your hair at the same time, which is very nice. Anyway, but let's go on to the holiday stuff. So the first thing, tip-wise, oh, that's nice. You're having Thanksgiving tomorrow with Sandy. That's really nice. I'm glad you're having Thanksgiving with somebody. Well, the first tip is learn to say no. If you don't have the energy and you don't want to take too much energy and you're all stressed out because you're having 1 million people over, you learn to say no. That you can go out to eat. Like, we're going over to the VFW for Thanksgiving, so they have it for veterans free, and then free for veterans and spouses, and then anybody else from the public that wants to come, which is open to the public, they can have a meal for $12 with all the fixins. So do stuff like that. Don't make yourself cook all day, then do all the dishes. Get help and stuff like that. You learn to say no is a big one, because that was my worst problem, is I never can say no. And then you can choose, if you're really not feeling well, to stay home, and you can even FaceTime people, because even when we're not, like when I'm fine, my kids live far away, so we'll always FaceTime and stuff. So you don't have to be right there. And then I decided, I'm not going to cook this year, so because I can't. It's like stressful, and it takes too much energy, and it's just too much. We used to have people come, like the kids and whoever, and it just became too much energy to do all this, especially all the dishes. And I mean, hello, to make potatoes, you use a pot. I mean, in a van, you have very limited space, so you're not doing all this. But if you're going to stay, like I have base camp, so I have a home. So if I'm going to be at a base camp at the home base, and I'm going to be doing all this, I got to have pots, you got to have your roasting dish for your turkey, You've got to, whatever else you're making, tons of dishes, tons and tons and tons of dishes. Then if you get out the fine china, it's just too much. I can't deal with it. So you can also, tip number 2 is like budgeting your energy, like I'm saying. So don't spend all day doing all this stuff. You could start something the day before. You could have people bring stuff like a buffet. Don't do everything yourself. Exactly. The hardest lesson you've learned is how to say no. I agree. It is the hardest lesson. So that is the hardest thing I've learned too, because I still up to this day have the biggest problem saying no to people. But I've learned, like I'm doing now, like I decided, well, I'm not doing Thanksgiving, period. When I was sick a few years ago and it was too much for me, it was an all-day thing. I was, like I said, I had everything. I did everything except for I didn't make pies. Somebody brought pies. But everything, all the dishes, I mean, they would help with dishes, but by then I was done. Like, I couldn't even stand. I was so fatigued. So, 1 year after that, because it was too much, I ordered Thanksgiving from a local restaurant, and they had like this barbecue, but a smoker. They had a smoker, so they smoked the turkey, and it was a whole turkey. And it had stuffing, it had mashed potatoes and gravy, there was rolls, there was salad, and green beans. It was delicious and the best thing I ever did. And of course, don't pull out the china, use paper plates. That's what my recommendation is. Like, after that day, I was so joyful and happy with everybody. I wasn't all grouchy and hurting. So it's better if you can order from somewhere, like a nice restaurant, or go out. Not just for the holidays, but just in life, learn to say no and not be a people pleaser. Yes, because I'm a nurse, I'm a natural people pleaser. That's my biggest issue. I'm a natural people pleaser, so it sucks. It's hard to say no to this day. Like, okay, for instance, last night, I was tired. It was like 6:30 at night. All of a sudden, I get this list that the VFW needs all this stuff for the Thanksgiving meal, right? And we're talking a lot of stuff. So I go to the store. It's 6:30 p.m. and I had to get 50 pounds of potatoes, okay? I had to get 10 big cans of yams. I had to get 20 cans of green beans. I had to get, like, everything you can imagine I had to get, like, for Thanksgiving dinner. Cream of mushroom soup, marshmallows, like, my cart was full. And I did that, and I was, like, barely pushing it through the store. I could barely steer it. It was so heavy. Thank God I got a guy to load it in the car, because that was just a mess. So it's like, of course I couldn't say no, it's for the veterans, blah, blah, blah. So I did it, and I was really hurting. So, yeah, the VFW, it's a good place to go, and we do a lot for them. Obviously, Derek, being the commander, is there all the time. And I know you've been there, Dee. You came with me to Mother's Day brunch, and I'm glad you were here, because I had nothing to do. Oh, good for you. Yeah, at least just make one thing. You don't have to do everything. That's what I'm all about. You don't have to do everything. Just do one thing if you can. Like, I felt like me going to the store and getting all that stuff and was my contribution. Plus, I'm going to be like a hostess there tomorrow. I'm going to, welcome and greet people and, of course, have dinner there. But I'm just going to be greeting people, welcoming them to the VFW, that kind of thing. That's my job tomorrow. So it's not too stressful. Yeah, it's very down to earth. That's the best part of the VFW, is they're just so down to earth, and it's very comfortable. It looks like a dive bar, but that's okay. That's what I like about it. So, we like it. And so there's a full-on Thanksgiving dinner going to with both turkey and ham. And everything I think but stuffing. I don't know if we're having, we might be having like stovetop stuffing, but I don't think the birds are stuffed. Anyway, so that is helpful to me. I'm happy I don't have to be cooking all that food. So definitely budget your energy. But that's kind of why van life is so nice, because you're not doing these extraordinary big meals. Like when I did the meal a couple years ago in the van for Thanksgiving with the little Cornish game hens that were stuffed and potatoes and gravy and stuff. It was nice. It was just a small meal. It was perfect for 2 people. And I would do that again if I was having Thanksgiving in the van. So I like the smallness and that you don't have to have so much and do so much. And then you can lay down. Van life is ultimate for me. Like if I go visiting people for the holidays, say I was going to my kid's house or something out of town, oh heck yeah, I lay down in the van if I need to. I have my heating pad right here, which I love. You all know that. Oh, and Sage is back here. She's behind me. Let me see if I can get the camera to show her. See her sleeping right there behind the pillow? She did that to my bed, so she's back there enjoying life. There, we're back. So, and then topic 3, the third point I want to make is there's always people giving you unsolicited advice. They're always saying, oh, why can't you just go do yoga, or, you can take this or that. It will cure you. I know, Dee, you've been through this on your comments. How they always give you advice of this, that, or the other, that people were miraculously cured by something. Well, as a nurse and a patient, if there was a miraculous thing for me to do for my EDS or dystonia, believe me, I would have done it and tried it. Believe me, I've tried everything. I've researched everything. And it is not going to be miraculously cured unless they've come up with something, like in the future that is miraculous. But right now, we're all doing what we can to get by. Yeah, me too, Dee. Yeah, it's too bad that you're having such a problem driving. But also me with my van issues. I wish I had a new van that was reliable. I'm scared to death. I have PTSD from this van breaking down. I'm trying to adjust the camera. Anyway, I don't know why there's a black box around me. I have to figure that out. That's new. I don't know why the whole screen's not taken up. Do you see me like in a square? Like, I don't know why it's doing that. Weird. Yeah, between you not driving, and me with my van issues, I'm too scared to take it too far because I broke down so many times, and being alongside the road waiting for tow truck drivers, then having my van gone for 4 whole months has really caused me to have PTSD when it comes to going too far. I made it to Bakersfield and back with no issue, but still, it's very scary to me right now. And I never know if I'm going to break down again, so every time I go anywhere, I just want to be by somebody. Yeah, how do I set it for widescreen? Is this it? No, that shrinks me down. Oh, here, maybe this is it. Now I'm gone. I don't know. None of the little settings things are making me wide. Very odd. I put this one and I disappear. Yeah, that says cinema and it looks widescreen, but I disappear. I don't know why. Something's wrong. I don't know. I have no idea, but anyway, I'll have to look into that. I don't know why I'm in a square. But it wasn't like that last week. I didn't do anything different, so I'm trying to figure this out. Anyway, I'm glad somebody's here, but that's okay. I would make this into a video if nobody was here. just release it as a video instead. No, I have no background set. None. So that's where it's like funny. No, and never did this before. I don't know why it's all of a sudden doing this. I looked at everything. So I don't know. I'll just have to... I looked through all of the different layouts. It won't let me... That last one that looks like the white screen, it won't let me... I disappears. And there's no black screen that I've ever put up. So I don't know. If there is one, I don't know about it. So... Well, there's only 5 more minutes. I'm going to go of this live anyway, so we're good. Oh, I forgot about this. That's why I'm looking at my little notes here. It says, if you have a condition like I do with POTS, or people have a condition like diabetes, make sure you have like a little pack prepared or stuff you need with you if you're going somewhere, or even at your house. And wear your like if you have POTS or dysautonomia, wear your compression socks. Have a seat or like I've been using a stool when you're cooking. Have a escape room or somewhere you can go to lay down. Make sure you're hydrating good all day. And if you're have diabetes or something, make sure you have a kit. You can test your blood sugar and such, and don't let it get high or low. And then eat small amounts throughout the day instead of a huge, large meal if you can. Because then your digestion, the blood, like when you have dysautonomia and you're digesting a big meal, the blood rushes to your gut to digest and away from your brain. So if you're going to digest right after you eat, do not stand and start doing dishes or anything like that. Sit down somewhere and digest for a while. That's my tips. Oh, also... Another thing I do everywhere I go, and it's easy with van life, is I bring my own chair. Because when there's a lot of people at an event somewhere, there's never enough chairs, especially if you go outside. So I always bring my own chair. So that's another tip. Because if you need to sit down and everybody's sitting and there's no place, and it just makes it more rough. So bring your chair if you're going out. Like not at a restaurant, obviously, but if you're going somewhere... and somebody's house, and there's going to be a lot of people there, bring your own chair. Hey, Merton and Sue. I think it's probably... Is it Sue? Maybe it's Sue. Yeah, a little emergency kit, D. Exactly. That's what you do. I have a rescue kit. I'm going to grab it really quick. Oh, I want to try something. Let me try something. I'm going to use this little thing and see what happens, okay? Well, I think that worked. Something worked today. My hair looks a mess. Anyway, look it. Isn't this cute? A little rescue bag. And I have an inhaler in case I need it. I have my electrolytes in there. They're called Rescue Drops by Bowie. And that's about it in here right now. But before I leave, if I need anything else, I'd put it in my little rescue bag. But yeah, exactly, an emergency kit. That's what you need. So, let me see. Oh, hey, alluring reveries with Ava. Wait, is this Ava Potterfield? I always want to say Porter. I don't know which it is. Yeah, that's Ava. Okay. I just at the beginning when it said alluring, I forgot that you had different channels like me. I have different names. And so I was like, I know that's Ava. Anyway, good morning. Welcome, Ava. And then I could see her picture barely. That's why I was like, is that Ava? I think it's Ava. But yeah, it's hard to see these little pictures. Anyway, good morning, good morning. I'm just talking about holiday stress, especially those of us with chronic illness, and I know you have chronic illness as well. So, my first couple of tips I'll just run through really fast because we were already talking about them, but one of them is learning to say no. And I think that's the problem with a lot of people is, you know, people, like, especially if you have kids and stuff or grandkids, they're, you know, if they're coming over and they want to come to your house, then if you're hosting, you want to do everything, and it's hard to like delegate to people. I'm a very hard, like I have a hard, even though I'm a nurse and nurses have to delegate, it was a hard skill for me to learn. Anyway, so learning to say no, or like taking rest when you need it throughout the day, and maybe telling somebody else to watch the turkey or whatever, or bring a buffet, have people bring all the side dishes if you're doing the turkey. Number 2 was energy budgeting. So that means take little breaks throughout the day and don't stand on your feet for hours on end. And if you know you have 3 good hours a day, like that's your energy, and then you crash, then you make sure you budget that out throughout the day and not be crashed after the 3 hours of cooking. So you're just laid out and tired the whole day and can't do anything. Try to budget your energy. And those of us that have these issues, we know the spoon theory. So you only have so many spoons a day. Say you have 10 spoons a day, and getting up, getting dressed, showering takes 3 of those spoons. Then you have 7 left, and you have to budget that throughout the day. So like say making the green bean casserole takes a spoon. If you're going to peel potatoes, that definitely takes a spoon. You know, all this stuff throughout the day, you got to budget. And then have a little emergency kit like I just showed if you've got health issues that require like diabetes or POTS. You want a little kit that has everything you need that's in your purse or whatever with you. And Bowie gave me this little bag when I bought their all their rescue drops and stuff, because they're unflavored, and I don't like flavored things much except for that one white peach. But anyway, have a little rescue bag with everything you need to keep going. So those are the 4 big tips. Okay, I'm going to look at the comments really quick. Oh, Floss is here too. Thank you for coming in. There's not that many because I knew it's a holiday tomorrow that everybody's going to be busy. They're either traveling or they're getting everything ready. Oh yeah, Dee and I, that's something we like to share when we're camping. Every afternoon at like 2 p.m., we go inside our vans to take a little nap. And even if I don't nap, I lay down for an hour at least and watch a show or watch YouTube or something. And so yeah, if you can have a nap, I mean, it's hard when you're doing Thanksgiving and everybody's there, obviously, but you could take little rests. Put your feet up, lay down for a few minutes, stuff like that. But yeah, I like my I need a nap time too, actually. Oh, you never heard of the spoon theory? Look up, that's why people that with chronic illness are often called spoonies. SPOONIES, spoonies. Because it's about the spoon theory. It's a well-known theory for chronic illness. And anyway, you have a certain amount of spoons a day or energy levels. Basically, the spoons represent like energy, how much energy you spend on something, and you kind of rate it. So if one of your worst things to do is to stand in the shower and wash your hair and do all this, and then that takes the most of your spoons basically, and then from there you go on to kind of rate each thing and how much energy it takes, so that you don't waste all of your energy and crash, basically. Yes, exactly. It's very great for organizing your day and energy. And I'm gonna be getting there's a new monitor that goes around your arm for chronic illness. And it's basically kind of like the spoon theory, but it does it based on your heart rate and blood pressure and stuff. I think mostly heart rate because I have POTS, so it's really good for POTS. But it's for all chronic illnesses, I think. And it monitors you, and then it tells you how much energy you've used. So for me, I have a hard time recognizing it as much, so I always crash. Like the day or two after an event, I'm done. I'm like crashed out. So it tries to help you monitor better so you don't crash out. And shoot, what is that called? I'll share it if I get it. Me too, Dee. Me too. I hope so too. Yeah, you learned the spoon theory at one of your lupus support groups. Yeah. I think I originally learned it in my fibromyalgia stuff I was in years ago. But yeah, I've learned a lot to do with the spoon theory. And I try to use it, but like I said, this one monitor I might be getting is helps even more because being that I have a lot of heart rate variations because I have POTS, it'll literally tell you need to sit down. It's time for a break. Like it tells you when you don't even know. Ah, Patty, thanks for coming in. Haven't seen you for a while. I'm just right now I'm sipping on these because there's zero. It's water, but it's got this one has a little apple flavor, but there's no sugar, no sweetener. It's not sweet. It just you can hint at apple, but there's a lot of flavors I really like, and they have big bottles of it. But I got these at the grocery outlet for super cheap, like a whole big pack, and I thought the grandkids will like them too. But that's what I'm sipping on, so it's water. The monitor, it sounds like the phone Visible. The monitor is called Visible. And I just remembered it, but not the phone. It's just its own self. If you put Visible monitor for chronic illness, it will come up. And it's an armband that monitors your heart rate and everything, but the app with it is like it helps with sleep and everything. There's so much to it. And so it definitely will literally make you sit down, tell you to sit down, that you've wasted too much energy and blah, 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 which I think is very interesting. So I'm looking into it. Yeah, that's it right here. I choose activities based on how long of a crash I will have and is it worth it right now? Exactly, because you start knowing that you're going to have a crash, okay? So, like I was saying at the beginning here, I'm not doing the big Thanksgivings anymore where I have to cook everything. The only type of Thanksgiving I'll do at my house if I have to, like my home base, if I have to cook something, will be if people, it's all potluck, and maybe I'm doing the ham or the turkey. That's it. If I have to cook all these things, no. And also, we'll do paper plates from now on. I'm not doing a million dishes at the end because that always gets me. And when I started ordering food from local restaurants for Thanksgiving instead of cooking, my life changed. So I do that. But this year we're going to the local VFW because veterans eat free and their spouse, so Derek and I will eat free. And then it's $12 for the public. So if you have a local VFW, check out their Thanksgiving dinner. Because most of the time it's open to the public, and for $12 you get everything. So that would be worth it. I would order from there before, and if I was staying home, before I would go cook all this. It's not happening anymore. Not happening. Yeah, I will. I'll put a link in. Yeah, it's not sponsored. I obviously I haven't reached out to them or anything, but I was thinking of reaching out to them to see if they would give me one. to try. But right now, no, I haven't reached out or nothing. But I've looked into it. I've read up on it. I've watched their videos and stuff, so I have researched it. But no. I think it's like $80 for the monitor or something. But there is some kind of additional monthly thing you have to pay for the special monitor. I don't know, the special parts of the app. So that part I'm looking into if I want to do that or not. I miss being able to cook. Yeah, see, that is so hard. Yeah, I like cooking. It's just I know my whole energy and my whole like I will crash for days and be in a bad mood, and it's not worth it. Not worth it at all. Yeah, that's why I want that monitor, because I always, if I'm doing something like I'm having the Thanksgiving at my house, even if it's a potluck or something, I'll end up doing too much, or being the hostess and all that. Well, tomorrow when we go to the VFW, I am being a hostess, but I have a little table with a stool right there or chair to greet people when they come in. That's all I'm doing. And eating there, of course. Yes, Floss, praying you feel better, because nothing's worse than when you feel bad, especially during the holidays. Horrible. So I'm sorry that you're feeling so bad. I mean, mine's day to day. Today I'm feeling okay, but last night when I had to go grocery shopping for the VFW and my cart was full and I could barely move it, I was so out of breath in the store. I was using up a lot of energy, so I was like, oh my God, am I going to crash today, like tomorrow? But I feel okay, so far so good, because I'm sitting down too. And like I said, Sage is back here for those of you that didn't get to see her. See, she went behind the pillow, because she's normally under the covers. She loves to be under the covers. But she hid behind the pillow. So, yeah. Are you having anything like special medically, or is it like a chronic condition like most of us have? Oh, good for you. That's what I recommend. Go out. Or if you don't want to be in public like that, then you can order something to pick up, which I did. I did a whole big meal one year. I picked it up from a local restaurant. It was fabulous. I got paper plates. It was the best thing I ever did, and my whole family was here. So it was a big Thanksgiving, and it was pretty much catered, but I picked it up. It was great. So if you can go out and let them do the dishes, let them do everything, and eat that way, that's the way it goes. That's the way it should be. Anyway, you guys, so one other thing. I've been having, and Dee knows about this too, but she's had this problem before, but it's not my computer crashing or anything like that type of thing. But when you're doing YouTube and you're editing and you're filming and you're doing all this stuff, you will get computer problems. someday, somehow. And I'm going through that right now. Oh, you have emergency neck. Oh, still getting, yes. Oh, the healing from those type of things. Yeah. Healing from a big surgery takes 6 months to a year for a lot of people. Terrible. Well, I hope it starts getting better. I hope you heal from that soon. Yeah, definitely. I told you, I'm never doing it again. I'm never doing the full Thanksgiving for a bunch of people again. If it's just Derek and I, like I would even go out and get a chicken pot pie somewhere, like a homemade chicken pot pie. I would do that. Like, to me, I like to be around family, obviously, but I'll order ahead. Like, even Vaughn's in the deli, they do a full Thanksgiving meal. You can order ahead of time. I'd be ordering from there and getting it done. If a I like to do local if I can, but if nobody local's doing full meals, I would order it from your grocery store or something. Much easier. Oh, I have such bad back problems too, but I don't have any fractures or anything yet. Thank God. I just had my bone density scan and it was bad. I have bad osteoporosis, but for being 53. It's really bad, but the vertebrae in your lower back too. Yeah, my well, obviously I have dystonia, so my upper back's really out of whack, but because I also have low back issues where there's like basically no cartilage and stuff, it's just bone, so it's bad back there too. But so I hear you. I've never had to have surgery though so far, so I don't know how that would go, but I feel bad for you, Floss. Oh, that's okay. Lou Dog, what do you like to be called? Like, what's your first name, or do you like to be called Lou Dog? Because I always just say Lou. It says, still learning to walk from hip replacement. Oh, so the hip wasn't even the problem, it was the neck. Yeah, I appreciate joining someone else on special times. Yeah, that's why going to the VFW will be nice. There's a lot of veterans, and obviously a lot of them are lonely and they don't have family and stuff. So I like to go there. Even if Derek wasn't the commander, I would be going there. I just like to be around him and, support him and, have some camaraderie with them. So I think the VFW is a great place to go if you have a local one on special occasions, because nobody needs more than people, veterans. They have lost a lot of people in their life. Louise, okay, good. Instead of Lou, I will call you Louise. My grandma's name was Eloise, so that'll be easy for me to remember. Yeah, I have degenerative disc disease in my lower back. Yeah, me too, Dee. Me too. That's what I have actually right now, is degenerative disc disease for both cervical and lumbar too. Yep, I have that, but it's just what it is. Who knows how long until I'm really disabled. That's what's scary. Since everybody in my family, passes away young, I have nobody to look at, nobody to see what I'll be like in that many years. So that's the scary part for me, is I can't look ahead and go, oh, that's what I'm going to be like. I mean, it's EDS is different for different people, the connective tissue disorder. And so it's like my sister's is different than mine. My cousin's is different than both of ours. So it's hard to really see what you'll be like. But it's like if my mom was alive, I'd be able to kind of look at her and kind of judge what may be going on by then. But I don't have that. So I just have to keep on keeping on. And we talked about fibromyalgia too, because it can exhaust you. So be careful if you have fibromyalgia with the holidays, because you can really get exhausted. Oh my god, my eye's twitching now. So annoying. It's part of the dystonia. So if you see me blinking really fast like this, that's the dystonia doing it, not me. But this eye, the muscle up here is twitching really bad. So if you see me like winking at you, I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I'm not winking, it's this muscle spasms. Oh gosh, that scares me too. Because maybe I wouldn't know if it's broken or not, because I have a lot of back pain already. But I just did have a scan of my lower spine, so I know nothing's broken right now. But it always scares me that something is broken and I don't know about it. But there's not too much you can do about it. If it is like broken, you have to let it heal and not, worsen it. Yeah, for me, even though I say fibromyalgia because that's what people know is fibromyalgia, I know I have small fiber neuropathy, and they have the exact same symptoms as fibromyalgia, but the reason I know it's really small fiber neuropathy is because I had nerve biopsies. They biopsy your nerve and look under a microscope, and they can see like if it's normal or not. There's a range, and mine were severely impaired, and put me at like nerves of an 80-year-old or something. So that's before I knew I had EDS. So I have they call it fibromyalgia in my file, and small fiber neuropathy. So I've been diagnosed officially with both, but the symptoms overlap, and so I think it's really small fiber neuropathy, which happens a lot in EDS patients. So I'm diagnosed with both, but I really think it's the small nerves that are degenerating, like not working right, that are causing the symptoms of fibromyalgia. So if you haven't got nerve biopsy for small fiber neuropathy, that would be a good thing to do, because then you have a diagnosed reason for your pain. Like fibromyalgia is vague, and they always diagnose it by symptoms alone and stuff like that. But if you can get like concrete evidence that you have a painful condition, then people won't act like you have some kind of fake illness or whatever. But I think it's more accepted. Back in the day, fibromyalgia, everybody thought you were like crazy or something if you had it. It's different. It used to be stigmatizing, but it's not so much anymore. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I was talking about my computer. I had a video coming out on Friday called 5 van changes that made living with chronic illness easier, because I did 5 other changes in the van that really has helped. Since the van was gone and I had to strip it and redo everything, I just made my life a lot easier doing things differently. So anyway, that video was supposed to come out this Friday, but because my computer and editing stuff is like not working, it's terrible, then I had to get an early Christmas present for Black Friday and order a new laptop that is basically a gaming laptop, because it has all the graphics cards I need. Because if you're doing more than just really basic editing, then a lot of times your computer can't keep up and there's this massive lag. And that's what was going on. So I figured out that this computer is so old, since I've had it since 2020, so 5 years, it's not keeping up with the newest, like it needs more RAM, it needs more graphics, there's just a lot it needs for the times. It has to keep up with the times. So it's Black Friday, I ordered a new computer, and then because Derek's not editing, I'm gonna strip this computer, because there's nothing wrong with it other than when you're editing and doing videos. Like, it's like the memory's all clogged up, even though I have everything on external hard drives. I don't know, it's just it's fine with everything else, like office stuff. So I said, Derek, I will strip, I will reboot, restrip, or whatever you call it, the laptop, give it to you, because he does a lot of office work with the VFW. And then I have to get a new computer, so I got one for Black Friday. So by next week, when I get my new computer, I should be up and running again. So I had to postpone the video for one more week, and I feel bad about that. But it's the holidays anyway, so I'm like, it's okay if I postpone it another week until I can get the proper editing done on it, because right now it's crazy. It's like the lag is so bad that you can't tell, like your lips are not lining up with the picture, and it just looks crazy, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on there. Yay, I know. Yes, Louise, it's small fiber. If you have fibromyalgia, you definitely have to get this test. And I know you said you had fibromyalgia, and so this is a big one. Small fiber neuropathy. It is, I put it right there. It is your small nerve fibers like degrading, or they're like, I guess, wasting away. Kinda. They're just not working properly. And from my research as a nurse, it said 50% of people with fibromyalgia actually have small fiber neuropathy. They overlap. And because I had widespread pain, so because I had to, they took a biopsy from my lower leg and my upper leg, Like wherever most of your pain is, they'll probably biopsy that, but it's a tiny little punch biopsy. Itty bitty, like the size of an eraser, and it's just, it goes in like that deep, and they take out a piece of tissue. Because I have small fiber neuropathy, I didn't really feel it. Like it wasn't painful. And then there's like a tiny scab like that forms. But literally, it came back and they said your nerves like are bad. You definitely have it. And really, they're like an 80-year-old and you're only, at the time, 40-something when I was diagnosed. So they said that's causing all your pain, the small fiber neuropathy. And it also causes dysautonomia, which you can have some problems with your heart rate regulation and stuff like that. It's just a bad deal. It's very, very... Peripheral neuropathy is different than small fiber neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy, just mainly, it's a large fiber instead of a small fiber. But the small fibers, if you look it up, control so much of your body. Like it's not typical. Peripheral neuropathy happens in your feet or your hands. This is like your muscles everywhere are like sore. Like when they did my like fibromyalgia test, it was like, the pressure points. I'm like this, like I couldn't handle it. Like they're just, and then because I was still having so many issues, my neurologist said, let's test you for small fiber neuropathy. And that's when it happened. That's what my main diagnosis, like instead of fibromyalgia. But nobody knows what that means, so that's why I still say fibromyalgia, because I do have both in my medical records. Although they know the fibromyalgia is caused by the small fiber neuropathy is how it goes, because they overlap. And like I said, 50% of people that have fibromyalgia diagnosis will actually have small fiber neuropathy. So I'd ask for that test to be done. They have to send the nerve sample to a special lab. There's like 1 or 2 in the country that do it. So I think you probably have to get authorization for it and all that. But if you can do it, do it. If you can get your doctor to do it. I think they'd have to refer you to a neurologist for it. I'm not sure if other people do it, but my neurologist did it. Yeah, everything breaks and everything falls apart. And that's my whole fear, because I'm only 53. Yeah, me too. I was in my 40s. But I don't believe I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome too, but I don't believe it was that per se, because you're supposed to have some kind of virus diagnosed to get chronic fatigue. But I think mine's part of all my issues. I think the fatigue is part of all my issues. I don't think it was chronic fatigue syndrome. I think it's just part of all my diagnoses. I'm always going to be fatigued. That's how I feel. Although they did test years ago, I had mono or something I didn't even know about. So that can cause chronic fatigue syndrome too. But who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's not a diagnosis for people. I'm saying I don't think it is for me. I think I have so much issues that of course you're going to be fatigued. That's how I feel. Anyway, I'm going to shut this down in a few minutes, but thanks for coming in. I know it's the holiday and a lot of people are busy, either traveling or getting ready for tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys coming. Oh, and the new laptop, guess what I did? I got to tell you this story just because it might benefit somebody else. I know some of you don't like AI. Well, it's good for some things. I asked ChatGPT, I said, my computer is lagging. I have a YouTube channel. I'm video editing. I gave it a list of everything I do in my computer, right? And I said, it's lagging real bad. This is the model I currently have. And I gave it everything. Then I said, I need a computer that does all of this and will save time and, with editing and save time with everything. And I need one on sale for Black Friday. So I literally listed all this to ChatGTP because I had no idea what I'm looking for as far as like the RAM or the graphics card, or like I didn't know how good a one I needed, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money because we're on a budget, trying to budget for the new van. So I was like, this is not in our budget, so let me see what I can get on Black Friday. So I told it everything, and then it listed out the top and where to go, like Walmart or Best Buy or whatever. It listed them all out and said Black Friday sales here, here, here. This is the kind of computer you need. That you're lacking in all these areas on your current computer. And so I knew that, but I didn't know what I needed, what I should look for. So it literally told me the best bargain and the best computer I needed to get on Black Friday. How cool is that? That was worth it, let me tell you. It saved me hours and hours and hours of research and looking at prices. So I'm telling you, it's good for something. Yeah, that's I call it run over by a truck. That's how I feel. Run over by a truck. I say that. Like, I'm run over by a truck, so I feel head to toe pain. Oh, definitely will. Definitely. She's right here next to me. That's you. I'm using it. It helps me tremendously. And, like, there's so... Not their AI. I use Chat GPT, but not the phone's AI or the like the Google's AI, like Gemini or whatever it is. I don't use those, but I do use Chat GPT, and I love it. And Derek uses it too for the VFW, because when you have brain fog, it could take me all day long to plan for a video. So it helps like me to organize my thoughts into like bullet points, and not take days and days to come up with something for this live stream. Like, I mean, if I sat there thinking of all the ways I needed to do, it would take me a long time, because my brain doesn't function like it used to when I was, on the floor as an RN before all this happened. I have too much brain fog. So I don't think it makes us lazy. I think it makes us organize our time better. That's what I think. I think it organizes your time and your brain. So I'm not like in 20 different areas like an ADHD person, because that's what it's like. I'm like, I can't focus. I'm here, there, everywhere. I can't write down stuff. I can't come up with video ideas I mean, I do. I put in there like a video idea and stuff like that, but it helps organize my thoughts, and so I can print it out and make my life a million times easier. And my best friend, who's a city like organizer for her whole town for every event, she calls it her personal assistant. When she says my personal assistant, she doesn't have one. It's Chat GPT. That's so funny. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. It's been an hour, and I usually go 30 minutes or sometimes an hour. Well, today I ended up going an hour, so I'm very happy that you guys joined me, and have a very happy Thanksgiving. Do not use up all your spoons, okay? Have a good day, and have a very happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next Wednesday. And the video won't be out this week. It'll be out next week when I get my new laptop. Love you guys. Bye.
On the road to healing, 1 mile at a time, with desert sage and hope by my side. With pain and strength part of our day, we love helping others along